Heavy metal over a six-pack.
Give me a beer.
Now, math was never like my best thing.
Oh, is this like official now?
Yeah.
Because like I started doing like a work email.
Uh-huh.
Right.
How do you feel?
Is this the rapport part? Is this the rapport part? Okay, this is what I think about Massachusetts drivers, and this will be my public service announcement for any Massachusetts driver, like from like here until probably infinity.
PSA.
Infinity?
PSA.
That's right.
PSA.
I am from central Massachusetts. I have to drive to eastern Massachusetts every single day.
Mhm.
So my definition, and you know what? I'm actually going to define this for you all. My definition of being cut off by another driver is me having to slow down 15 miles an hour or more because you have just inserted yourself in front of me.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what it is about my car. I don't know what it is about the weather situation. I don't know what it is about, like, but it doesn't seem to matter if I'm in the left lane, the right lane, a merging car, like while I'm already established on said highway. But I have had this rash of like events where people just keep cutting me the fuck off. And I'm actually kind of at that point where, like, you know what? I'm almost done with it. So here is my here's my public service announcement to you. You could be the lucky driver because the next fucking person that makes me drop 15 miles an hour of my natural flow of traffic. You know what? I don't even drive like a dick anymore. I've actually made peace with the fact. It's like, just get yourself where you're supposed to go at a reasonable amount of time. Like, I'm not doing 90 down the highway. Like, it's like, I'm not that guy anymore.
Right.
But the next freaking person that cuts me off, I am going to accelerate into whatever fucking panel of your car that's actually in front of me.
Dude.
And now we're getting investigated by insurance
So,
companies.
If it happens, it's like,
if
oh,
you drive like a total cockbag,
Oh.
Guilty.
and you are
Go on.
the lucky said person that cut me off anywhere between my travels from central Massachusetts to eastern Massachusetts, or reverse, because I like to come home every single evening. If you cut the next fucking one of you that cuts me off, I'm telling you, my back seat will be in your front seat.
That's hot.
That's pretty cool.
Enjoy.
How does that work?
That's my report for the day.
Are you going to call them a satchel of Richards?
He may ingest the satchel of Richards.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually feel better for getting that off my chest.
We're all proud of you.
Kind of proud.
This is a happy place.
Is it?
Let's all snap for Marcus's poetry.
Oh my sweet God! There's so many there's so many like messages coming. So this is the Heavy Metal Over a Six-Pack podcast. I'm gonna actually do the things I'm supposed to be doing right now, and do these things later. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey.
We thank you for joining. Who the fuck keeps? Somebody else hosts the show. I'm out.
Did you know?
And now more with Richard Simmons.
That's
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Actually, I was
I
trying
was
to turn
gonna say,
that. I was
isn't
trying to turn this page off, but it actually turns out I actually need this page for like one of my stories. But that's fine. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do the? Let's do the
The
brews.
happiest sound in the
the
world.
beer drinking. We're gonna do the beer drinking.
It's time to grab another beer and then talk about it. This is the Heavy Metal Over a Six-Pack Beer Review.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, and.
There was too many ones and it's like binary.
Yeah. Neither one of you is good at counting down or up.
I can only count the 4.
I actually, dude.
Uh-oh.
All right, so.
Did you just take a sip?
Nope.
I'm telling. I'm gonna text Connie right now and tell her you're in trouble.
You cannot marry this guy. He has no tact.
It smells like
It's
Okay.
very sweet.
beer.
It's very sweet.
So I've been to this brewery before. I almost feel like we've reviewed this brewery before, but I actually can't remember.
We've done
I feel like I brought some home.
True North. Maybe not.
But then again, I might have brought some home and just drank it
I'm
myself
thinking,
and
isn't
not
there
shared it with
another
the
one that's
podcast.
Great North.
That's what I'm
Yep.
thinking of.
So True North is
North related.
from, I believe, Ipswich, Massachusetts. They're in that area. Ipswich, Massachusetts. So what I brought today, and the reason why I brought this today is because I'm a huge fan of black beer. And I'm also watching the series Vikings right now, start to finish, for the first time. So drinking black beer makes me feel, especially
Midnight Snow.
That's correct. Brewed. It says brewed on Boston, North Shore. Yeah, Ipswich. Okay, that makes sense. So this is the winter black IPA called Midnight Snow by True North. It is 6.9% alcohol by volume. I have served all of the fellow gentlemen in the show 1 pint exactly.
Pint.
And
There's some missing from mine.
off we go.
Cheers. One sip. Everybody knows the show. Can't say the other version or it's copyright.
A little dry.
It's got a weird, sweet after back pan taste.
After back pan taste?
All right,
What is
so
an after back pan
So
taste?
reading the
Tell me.
can, Midnight Snow is brewed with a rich, lightly roasted malt body to complement heavy additions of piney Pacific Northwest
Maybe that's what I'm
hops.
getting. Maybe we can
Aromas of spruce and
that's what
juniper
it is. It's fucking,
pair
it's
with notes of
fucking tree
coffee
nonsense.
and chocolate orange.
Probably going to have an allergic reaction tonight now. Thank you.
Which part are you allergic to?
I don't know. I'll find out.
So you're telling me this is like if you dropped your fruit basket in the woods and just oh, I guess I'll just take whatever's
This is,
here.
this is one of those things. Is I just named 47 ingredients, and you're
seriously,
I feel like I'm allergic to one of those.
Fucking-
Uh-huh.
I was well, chances are we're all allergic to one of those.
I just
Yeah.
pictured the head brewer, trudging through a storm of snow in the middle of the night through the woods to brew this beer and just dumps all the ingredients on the ground and then fuck, scoops them all back up. And
Doesn't say
fucking
anything.
midnight snow. Like,
Yeah,
hey, that's a
right.
pretty good
That's a
name.
good name.
So just in case I haven't reviewed these guys in the past, I've actually been to this brewery. The brewery itself is actually phenomenal. They have a really good little brew yard tap room thing going on, good energy, and they got a ton of beer selections. It's one of those sometimes you go to a craft brewery, they have 4 or 5, 6 maybe kind of a thing, and 5 of them are usually a double IPA and then something sour or something like that because sour is huge right now. These guys literally have 20 something beers up there and of all makes and models. So, it's actually pretty fun. So if you're ever in the Ipswich North Shore area, I highly recommend these guys, regardless of what we are going to say about this beer.
Right.
I don't really have much
And yes, they paid me to say this.
negative
That
things to
shows.
say about this beer.
It shows.
The one thing that I will say is that, some of it got in the rim,
They really didn't pay me to say this.
and then when I went to drink it, my brain, because I didn't know what it tasted like, expected Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola.
because of the color.
The black.
But I'll have you know it's not Coca-Cola. In fact,
There's something
pretty-
smooth and calming about it to
yeah,
me.
it's light, it's smooth.
There's
it's
a lot.
not-
There's a lot going on, but it's all subtle, in my
Yeah.
I
opinion.
don't know.
Very
I get
subtle
the
notes.
funky aftertaste still.
Oh, a little funky aftertaste. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Anthony.
That's what I'm getting, and it makes me sad.
I don't hate it. I don't really have much negative to say about it.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, Dave.
I think that
Okay, Dave.
Yep.
Is it?
All right. I will start. I will start said grading process.
I was kind
And
of
the-
ready
and the-
for that.
And this is what I think. I want for the life of me to give this to give it at least a 4. But there's something that's stopping me from doing it. So I'm going to give it a 3.99.
3.99.
Because you know what? I enjoy it. Like I said, I feel like there's a lot of subtleness to a lot of the complexity that's in this beer. And I appreciate that about this beer.
that's what you appreciate about
That's
it.
what I appreciate about this beer. And I would actually probably drink it again. Like I would definitely order it again, but there's something stopping me from telling you that it's in my like top third echelon. Like so I'm going 3.99. You're almost there, True North. And I love most of your catalog.
Okay,
And thank you for existing.
3.99. What do you got, Anthony?
I will see you
I'm
back with those fried
go
clams
half.
in the summer.
I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna go with my 3 because it's got that weird after like piney taste, and it kind of makes me sad. But I mean, like the initial's good, and then it gets like
So
for me.
maybe it's because I'm still not the same since the vid.
That's true.
But
Don't be blaming no COVID on.
no, I didn't. I said the vid.
We did.
You know what kind of videos I eat.
We did.
Touche, sir. Touche.
So I'm just gonna give it a 4, man, because it's not bad. It's drinkable. I would drink it again if somebody gave it to me at a cookout or something, or well, I don't know what kind of cookout I'd be at where somebody would give me a black IPA. But if I was ever at a Christmas party and somebody gave me one of these things, I'd drink it again.
Right.
And I don't get a lot of those same aftertaste flavors. There's definitely some mixed notes of different things in there, so it's definitely a I'll say unique flavor, but even with its uniqueness, it's still smooth. It's a lot lighter than I anticipated. It's not heavy. It doesn't like stick to your mouth or linger for too long. I think all around it's a pretty good beer, so I'm gonna stick with 4.
Nice job, man. Fist love.
Good job. Good job,
High
friends. Yes, good job.
I knew
Oh
this.
my god, there's a
Oh my
wall
god,
there.
that wall moves.
It does. It's not like super attached.
I am so sorry.
I knew this chick that would intentionally switch between knuckles and high fives
Dude,
when people would go.
that was
do
awesome. 'Cause I went in with the fist. And that's great. That's great. That's perfect.
Mess people up.
Like, I hate this.
Anthony, we should have talked about this probably pre-show, but like, are we gonna do the thing with the thing, or are we gonna do the thing with the thing next?
Or
Dino, you're an asshole.
Heavy metal over a six-pack. Feuding metal bands.
Stupid son of a bitch.
now it's live.
Now it's live. Okay,
Yep.
sweet. All right, we have a feud. Feuding metal bands.
Do it.
So today's feud is starring Chris Barnes. Chris Barnes, current frontman of 6 Feet Under, formerly of Cannibal Corpse. Chris Barnes, let me give you the highlight of this. Chris Barnes has been quoted as saying, "Every death metal singer sucks, except for me."
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
Corey
biased
Taylor, what's up, man?
at all, in any way, shape, or form.
Corey Taylor's not a death metal singer.
I know, but
So,
Corey Taylor's the best singer ever.
Chris Barnes,
Number 1.
I will read the Loudwire article verbatim in pieces. I'll skip over some stuff. So,
You know what
Chris
verbatim
Barnes,
means,
from
right?
6 Feet Under and now formerly of Cannibal Corpse, has been throwing shade at the death metal scene over the last week. He took aim at a death metal roundtable interview featured with vocalists of Cannibal Corpse, currently, Black Dahlia Murder, Gate Creeper, and Undeath. And later said, every death metal vocalist sucks, except me.
I am shocked.
Wow.
Now, funny you mentioned Corey Taylor. The roundtable is actually hosted by Knotfest. Was published on January 19th, where George Corpsegrinder Fisher, Trevor Strand, Chase Mason, and Alex Jones discuss a range of topics from their early discovery of the genre, accessibility, gateway bands, and more. The range of artists also helped cover perspectives from metal's heyday, the rise of the internet through the current day. Barnes, who split with Cannibal Corpse in 1995, has steadily put out new material with 6 Feet Under. Evidently did not enjoy the chat and tweeted, "I just watched a death meta podcast on YouTube that was done about a week ago with the top death metal vocalists. It made me physically ill. I despise what this genre has become."
Haha, you're part of it.
Now,
Good.
just to make
Great.
this feud get even better, Hatebreed's frontman
Yes.
and the Josta Show podcast host, Jamie Josta, commented and invited Barnes to guest on his podcast to further discuss how he felt. Barnes responded, "No thanks, brother."
I'm gonna pass.
Now, Barnes, who actually once dedicated a song to Hatebreed from the stage on 6 Feet Under's 2004 live record, Live With Full Force, also stated, "I have no need to jump on that bandwagon. You guys have got that covered."
Perfect.
Jamie Jossa proceeded to call said reply weak. Barnes replied, "Ain't here to play games. You have fun, though." Jossa says, "You're the one playing games." Hatebreed vocalist who recently worked with Corpse Grinder at his forthcoming solo debut album, Fireback, and then asks, You hate what the genre has become, but you never promote or discuss new bands or try and help building anything in the genre."
Right.
Barnes laughed off, said, promoting of other bands, and Joss needled. Oh, Barnes' actual response to this was like, "Promote other bands." It's essentially it. Like that's how it's. And then Jossa responded, "Oh right, that's beneath you." And Barnes capped off, "It's like, nah, I'm just not." And then Barnes said, "Nah, I'm just not a shill." Whatever that's supposed to fucking mean.
Whatever that means.
So, so apparently, if you're in the so Chris Barnes decided that like he is like the lord of all lords when it comes to death metal music, and
You didn't know that?
Come on, man.
he's
Bro.
pretty cool. I mean, in all honesty, as far as like death metal goes, like I thought he was like a pretty cool dude, but I mean, maybe he's like apparently like a little bit off his meds.
He's like the Dave Mustaine of death metal.
Dave Mustard.
But you know, it's really interesting because like I actually think back. I think back to like 94, 95, and like he says he hates what the genre has become. It's like okay, you hate what the genre has become. Talented?
More popular than you?
Well, no, like,
Way
like
more
seriously,
popular.
I'm not a huge death metal guy.
Nope. me
Like
neither.
the death metal, like if I listen to death metal, like it has to hit my you know my mental chords like a certain way in order for me to actually like get some interest. I need that little bit of a hook. I need that little bit. Now instrumentally, I will say death metal is actually very talented. Like those guys
Right,
and like.
right.
Even like the drummers, like the beats per minute that they actually do, like when they do that naturally and it's not enhanced, like kind of a thing, like it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's like crazy. It's like beyond human limits
Right, right.
and whatnot. Guitar riffs are usually great. I have no use for the ooh, like I want to like at least know a little bit like what you're saying,
Sure.
like, kind of a thing. Like I have, but
Right, right.
that's me. That's me personally, like kind of speaking. But like to go back to like 95, like that was like literally it. It was like literally like noise and like and like you know just random beats and like
Right,
I feel like the genre is actually like grown into something talented. I feel that way with a lot of metal, like kind of a thing. So like having like one of the original fathers of said death metal, because I mean he was the original vocalist for Cannibal Corpse. So I mean like,
Right,
back
right.
then, I mean God, those guys are freaking gods among men in like this genre. So having like this guy say it's like, oh, I don't like where the genre is heading. It's like that's where I say like you don't like where it's heading. Like what? Talented?
Right, right.
Notable? Like
Contemporary?
talk-worthy? I mean,
Temporary?
like think where you were like freaking. Gosh, I mean, Christ, it's close to what 30 years ago now. Believe it or not, 20 years ago. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. 95, dude. Math is hard. I don't even care. It's it's just sounds like somebody with like a little bit of sour grapes, but 6 feet under though.
Sour grapes.
Which this is the part I don't understand, and I guess this is where I kind of jump on like the Jamie Jossa comment. It's like, oh, like it's beneath you to actually like bring up like new and upcoming artists. Like 6 feet under is doing fine. They've been recording music like the whole time, like ever since he left Cannibal Corpse, got on 6 feet under. 6 feet under has been like producing music for like the last 14 years. Like,
Sure.
I mean, is what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I have to say about that.
I mean, yeah,
Chodes are gonna chode, you know what I mean?
pretty much.
I want
More or
the
less.
men that are supposed to be the leaders of the genre to like stand up and be like the leaders of the genre. Like
Right.
bring your fellow brethren,
Right, right. no.
especially in a time like this, man. I mean, like seriously, everybody and their fucking mother has like an opinion about everything in the world right now.
It's true.
It's like, so you saying that it's like, dude, everybody sucks except for me. Guess what? 1 out of 5 people might agree with you, but 4 out of 5 people are gonna go in every other direction, and then like they're just gonna blast you.
Right.
And now even if you were a fan of like 6 Feet Under, now you have to like choose like said side. It's like, oh, am I a fan now of 6 Feet Under, or am I a fan of every other band in the world?
Right.
And it's like for a music listener like myself, where like I have hundreds of thousands of tracks that like I go through like on a monthly, yearly basis kind of a thing. It's like I don't want to have to make those decisions.
Right.
So stop being a pompous asshole.
Just play music, man.
Don't even talk, man. It's like, you know what? I actually listen to a sports radio show, and like this guy actually has like some of the best advice like ever. Like when he comes like to the guys that are like at the top of their being, like
Sure.
whether they're the best in their sport, the best in their music, the best, and like his actual feedback is get off the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't get off Twitter. You know what? Twitter can't hurt you. If Twitter's bothering you, what you do is you unplug it. You unplug the computer. You undownload the app.
Right.
And then Twitter can't bother you anymore. You do not need your thoughts and opinions on like every single matter. That way, people like us in said podcast can now make fun of the fact that Loudwire just made.
No, they give us content.
Right. It's content building. It's great.
Uh-huh.
We appreciate that part of it. But at the same time, we want to appreciate music and not you being stupid.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I suppose that would be the end of my feud.
Fabulous.
Beef deeds.
Unless Dave, you wanna comment?
I mean, when do I not want to comment?
I've been waiting, but like I feel like you're holding back on me, brother.
I have.
I know
been
it's a death metal conversation.
You
but-
were pretty long-winded, and I didn't want to interrupt you in your fire.
Do you have to poop?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
All right.
Should I have to?
Anthony's
making
had this
sure.
power this whole time. He could have shut me off at
I can
any
poop
point.
whenever I want.
I just
Thank you.
like so I noticed this like trend with older artists. I'll say that, right? Like it's almost like okay, so you know how there's a midlife crisis? I feel like older artists get into this like mindset where it's like an end of life crisis. Like they know that their like time in music is coming to an end and they fucking hate it and they get frustrated and pissed that like their best years are behind them and they fucking take it out on everyone else.
Right.
And I think that's what this is right here. And if you're going to have the original fucking 2-minute man wonder call you out, like that should probably fucking tell you that,
Yeah.
bud, you probably shouldn't have said what you said.
You know, I'm curious about who puts a round table together with a bunch of death metal
That seems like a
artists. It's like
bad
what
time.
kind of conversation is that?
I want to know what that room
Loud?
smelled like.
That makes one of us.
How many sacrifices to the gods have you made today?
Ugh, which gods?
4.
Man.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not making fun of the death metal. Like I said, like it's
No.
a small selection for me, but like there's actually a good percentage. I'm more of a deathcore guy. I like deathcore.
Mm-hmm.
Death itself.
I think
Yeah,
My
but-
boys at Plea of Insanity. I love those guys. I
Mhm.
wish they would come out of the woodworks. Plea of Insanity and Spider Gates.
Yeah.
Absolute freaking sweethearts.
I think Mr. Barnes needs to reevaluate his ideology when it comes to metal music, and should probably get a publicist or somebody to control his Twitter account
Yeah, probably.
because this is so. If you remember, all the good like feuds and everything that we've had and all these things that have blown up over the last like 5 years have all started with something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Christopher Brown started on Twitter like this, ruffling feathers and calling people out and saying all like it never goes anywhere good.
Right.
You're not going to get more fans by shitting on other artists.
Sure.
You're not going to maintain your own fans if they know all you do is shit on other artists and no one's ever going to be as cool as you.
Right. Right.
So like if you're going to isolate yourself, just understand what you're doing. Like when things start coming up a little faster than you anticipated as the end of the road, you know, maybe do some self-reflecting and ask yourself if that was the right course of action to take. Because I'm willing to bet that it's not.
It's a good assumption.
All right, good feud.
Beautiful. Dave, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready for main events?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I feel like we might be recording now.
I am
We don't have that. We don't have that countdown like we used to.
Yeah, I don't have it on here. I can put a metronome on
I
if
could
you
probably
want.
do
No,
a
that's
pretty
fine.
good Scott Stapp impersonation. Maybe not.
All right. So today's main event topic for discussion, boys. Little discussion topic, which means we don't have to just let Marcus do all the talking because God knows how that goes. So I lovingly call this segment "The Grass is Greener."
Uh-huh.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about a couple of bands that had some lineup changes, whether it be a lead vocalist that went from like one band to another band, full bands that like lost like a lead singer and like moved on to like other situations, and we'll see how this conversation actually goes. And by all means, if you have like feedback, obviously, the HMOA 6pack at gmail.com is the best way to go ahead and send that to us. Or there's a link somewhere on our social medias where you can actually send us video messages if you are so obliged.
Yeah.
So obliged.
Go
So-
ahead and disagree with us.
I feel like obliged is like the wrong word. I feel like inclined. If you're so inclined, you can leave us and
Yeah.
like maybe we'll play those like later
if
on.
there's an inclination for you.
Inclination sounds like a disease.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So should we start with our first one on the list? I'm just go down the list you made.
We should.
Okay,
Should we embrace the list? With arms wide open.
that's good. I'm proud of you. I'm scared, but I'm proud of you.
All right, so the first group of artists that we will discuss today, we'll go right from the top of that said list. So Audio Slave versus Rage Against the Machine.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't know your musical history, Audio Slave is literally the band of Rage Against the Machine minus Zach De La Rosa.
See, I always thought it was more like Soundgarden.
Mm.
I know it's the
But
same
they
people,
added Chris Cornell.
Right.
So I guess the grass is greener. So I guess we're talking about the the band of Rage Against the Machine after Zach De La Rosa literally went nuts. Which, fun history lesson for all of y'all. If you don't remember, around the time that Zach De La Rosa decided to go nuts was around the same time he decided to climb the curtain of the MTV Music Awards.
Mhm.
Like when the band was accepting an award
Right.
for like one of the MTV Music Awards, he literally climbed the curtain, and everybody was like playing it off like it was like staged. No,
No, he's just
no,
crazy.
it definitely wasn't staged. Like he definitely like lost his ever-loving gourd because like after said award ceremony, Rage Against the Machine kind of disappeared for like
Yep.
probably a decade.
Yeah.
Yep.
A
And-
decade full of rehab.
Yeah.
It
Pretty
was.
much.
It literally was.
Uh-huh.
So to the band's credit, like after they decided to, it's like okay, he went nuts, but we're not done making music yet. They decided to pair off with I don't know a cult legend in Chris Cornell
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and further create music. So
I mean, if you want to go with either or, I mean, they're two totally different
Yeah.
genres. And especially when you change the lead singer, especially when your lead singer is from another band, so it sounds like the same band, to be honest with you. Like, if you didn't know
Right.
either band, like, obviously we're aware of the
Right.
two different songs, but
Right.
like, if you would just assume it's like a different album, because it's similar in sound.
Right.
right, you listen to Chris Cornell like you dude, that's like Soundgarden.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was I feel Audio Slave was like a little like musically more talented.
Oh,
than Soundgarden.
I don't even want to go with more talented because I think the members of Soundgarden are talented. I just think Soundgarden's a little more 2000s, like 90s to 2000s, because they're just more like that new metal kind of grunge.
Yeah.
If anything.
I
And-
mean, I feel like you can definitely tell. Like, okay, so for the Chris Cornell, like, all right, Chris Cornell's sound is very unique. So like, all of his music kind of sounds similar, but you can definitely tell the difference of Temple of the Dog versus Audio Slave or Soundgarden.
Right.
But Audio Slave and Soundgarden definitely sound relatively closer together musically, anyway.
Yes.
Um,
yes.
How would you gauge cult success between the two bands? Like, if you had to put like Audio Slave versus like Rage Against the Machine, like because I know Rage Against the Machine has like that cult audience.
Well, yeah. I mean, Rage is more for like people who listen to Rage. They're not for like the people. Does that make sense? And then Audio Slave, I feel, is more mainstreamed
Yeah, for
than
sure.
Rage was.
Okay.
I feel like Audio Slave.
That I could definitely buy because like Rage Against the Machine has like that weird, like they do all that quirky like, and it's definitely a different sound. Like I'll
100%.
give that like a
100%.
million percent. Like it's definitely a different sound. Like almost makes you wonder.
It's
if,
a
like,
lot more mellow too.
Almost makes you
Audio
wonder
Slave
if the
is-
band was like done with it.
Some of those that beat horses are the same that drink Fosters.
Is that an Australian joke? Do they even have horses in Australia?
I thought that was probably not. The camel spiders probably ate them all. They're massive snakes that Marcus loves so much.
Did I have you seen that video about the guy from Australia?
Oh, that one
Who
with the
who-
stuff and the dude.
No, like it was just like him and a microphone, and like somebody said something about like what you said, essentially like the crazy animals out there.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
he's-
yeah,
and then-
yeah.
Yeah, because then he was like, "Well,
He's like,
you
yo,
guys
got
have
black
like
bears.
yeah, you got like 4 kinds of bears."
and leopards and shit. Yeah.
He's like, the only bear we have is a hippie, like koala.
Oh, Australia. I think it's very tough to compare Rage to Audio Slave just because of the different success and trajectory that they both experienced.
Right.
And I feel like Rage started out as like a cult thing, but then it morphed into like an entity of its own. And then Audio Slave started as a cult thing because of Chris Cornell, but then they became mainstream, which kind of projected all of Chris Cornell's other stuff also.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, in theory. I don't. Well, no, I feel that. I mean, Soundgarden was fairly well known. I mean, not. I mean, what? Black Hole Sun.
Won't you come?
Soundgarden is like the top 4 of grunge.
Sure.
Like it's like Soundgarden, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and for whatever reason the 4th one is escaping me.
Right.
But that's fine.
Never heard of them.
Nirvana.
He said no.
Nirvana.
Yeah, there were 2.
There were 3. You said Alice in Chains was 2. And somebody
That's
else
actually
was
probably
number
more because like that's probably how I'd rate that
Yeah.
because
one. Grunge.
I could care less about
Oh,
Nirvana. Fucking yeah.
Stone.
Stone.
Oh, Stone Temple Pilots?
Yeah.
Stone Temple
Are they on that
Pilots?
fucking?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I'm trying to think like that.
Yeah,
era of that shot.
maybe.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
fucking know,
no,
man.
I don't know.
that's probably right.
Stained.
No, that's probably.
It's probably Stained. Stained is technically.
No, no, Stain's new metal.
Ugh. Their first shit.
Don't
So
you
was
know?
Slipknot. Remember? Don't forget.
'Twas grunge.
'Twas grunge.
Teach me how
Twas
to grungy.
grunge.
No, Stain was like
Teach me how to
99.
grungy.
They're way later than
Yeah.
grunge.
I don't know.
Mud shovel.
Mud shovel.
Yeah, it was like 98,
Been a
99.
while since.
No, it might have
grunge
been. It might have been
was
Pilots.
cool. I don't know.
I'm blacking out.
Temple
Like I'm
Pilots.
blacking out. Like with the thing with it.
It's probably the beer.
Yeah, it might be. The
It's,
bla- the
it's
black
100% the beer.
It's fine.
It's definitely the beer.
All right, so
Okay.
this is we're not actually coming to conclusions today, boys.
No,
We're-
it's a
we're-
discussion.
We are discussing.
It's a
we're
corner
discussing.
table.
So let's get a little more metal. Want to get a little more metal with it?
I guess.
Black metal? Because there's only one good black metal singer in black
No,
metal.
I'm thinking of the band Arch Enemy.
Ooh.
And if you are a cult follower of this band, you know this argument real well. Alyssa White Glues versus Angela Gossow.
I mean, I can't give too much because I didn't listen to Arch Enemy very much before her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the same boat.
But I.
So Gossow was a part of it from like 1998 to 2000.
hmm
I'm sorry, that's not correct at all.
I mean, no.
This thing lied to me.
You're a liar.
Hold on, before I say another stupid thing, let me make sure I have my facts straight. I'm sorry, Angela Gossow. Until 2014. Oh gosh, yeah, she was like way more than 2 years. I'm so embarrassed. I am so sorry.
I'm so embarrassed.
And then 2015 to present is Angela White Glues. Okay, so
Right.
the music itself. This is what I know about the music itself. If if I listened to Arch Enemy in like 2012 and I listened to Arch Enemy in 2015, I could tell you that there is not a lick of difference between the two.
Not really. Well, I can't fully say that because there's there's not a lot, but there's a few where Melissa does your cleans, and that wasn't a thing before.
That was, but that came way later. Like that was like a few releases later, like 2017, 2018, I think. And I'm doing a really bad job of like my with my research with you guys, and apparently I don't have a search bar on this app anymore, so that's fine too.
Yeah, you don't need that.
That's
That's
cool.
stupid.
But like Alyssa did actually like present like the actual like cleans and like to the music, which
Right.
wasn't there before.
Correct.
Arch Enemy instrumentally has always been like very talented. They're technically a supergroup.
Yeah, because they got what's his name?
Arch Enemy was like produced from members of
Is it Nevermore?
Carcass,
Right?
Armageddon, Carnage, Merciful Fate, Spiritual Beggars, The Agonists, Nevermore, and
Nevermore, yeah.
Eucharist.
Their guitarists. Disgusting.
So like they're technically like a supergroup, and I brought this band up for like the Grass is Greener like segment because like I know there's like a cult following that it's like, oh, Angela, and then like there's
Right.
the other side that's like, yeah, this is okay.
I think it depends where you started.
I guess so, because like maybe that's great. Like
I mean, I come from the Agonist. I mean, I listened to Agonist before she went over to Arch Enemy.
right, and that was
So
Alyssa, wasn't it?
I'm used to
Right,
Alyssa.
it was originally Alyssa,
Yeah,
and now it's Angela.
correct.
they swapped.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't understand.
I happen to be a big fan of Alyssa.
I
Like
I-
that would.
uh-huh.
That's the girl that Marcus is gonna marry.
I'm
You
telling
make
Connie.
sure you tell Connie that.
I'm telling on you.
We each get a hall pass.
And
We
that's
got
yours.
a list of 5, all right? No questions asked. Mark's got Alyssa and Jason Momoa.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? The reason why, and let me
too?
let me back it up.
Oh.
Like other than man-child desires. I appreciate what like Alyssa actually does like for the band, like her actual like image, her
Sure.
her presence, because like everybody knows social media is like a huge thing like nowadays, and like she is like huge on like the social media presence
Right.
portion of their
Right.
band. Like she'll do backstage stuff, like she'll do interviews, like she'll do pretty much anything that she possibly can to like get her name out, and like she doesn't. It's not just about Alyssa. It's like it's
Sure.
and that's what I appreciate about Alyssa. Not that Angela didn't do that, but you know what? For a heavy band trying to bring in a modern artist, I actually think Alyssa is the appropriate person.
Yeah, I mean, she fit the bill fine.
Angela, who I actually had the pleasure of seeing live before.
Mhm.
Angela is just an angry lady.
She's so mad.
So mad. So mad.
All right.
I don't know
Next,
anything about her.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
we if you want, I can segment for you.
Sure.
We got Bad Wolves.
Ooh.
Originally Tommy Vexed, and now we have Daniel Laskowicz, right?
Yep.
Close
DL.
enough.
DL, which he was the guitarist to.
The Acacia Strain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You should know that name.
I should. Also
You should.
because we reached out to him to do our album and he never got back to us.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Okay.
He's a local boy though. He's over
yes.
in Springfield,
Yeah.
Lowell area, whatever. Western Mass.
So I have mixed feelings with this. I mean, I'll blatantly tell you that I like Tommy Vex 117 as better.
Yes.
One, he's a better vocalist. He's a more, what's the word? Practiced, I guess.
Seasoned?
Better. Yeah, there we go. Seasoned, because I mean, he's been in what, 7 different bands.
I mean, it seems like he's been in bands since he was like 15.
But the thing is Tommy Vex is very versatile. He can do like anything, and
he made the band.
he
Let's be serious.
did. And I mean, I'm not gonna go on the political side of things because there's a lot of shit between them.
Right.
And like, he was like most of it and whatever. I won't get into that part, but I mean, plus I think they only have the one single out, right? With DL, am I correct?
It's the only one that I've
Lifeline or something like
Yeah.
that.
right. Lifeline.
And it's just I don't even the sound though, like not necessarily just his vocals obviously has changed, like the actual like genre almost
Yeah.
is way different. It's a lot more
It's a whole new band.
it's a lot more mainstream. It's very basic. Like when Bad Wolves came out, like they had it was almost a super group. Like they had a lot of
But I always saw it like Bad Wolves. I actually always saw it was like Tommy Vex's like mainstream thing because like
Sure.
I remember my first experience with like Tommy Vex was like Divine Heresy,
right, of course.
and like that's like I'm like oh,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's like with Dino Cavalera and
Mhm.
like whatnot. And like it like I listen to like the music and I'm like oh that's why Dino picked this guy up because like it's
Right.
it's Bell like all over again.
Yeah, right.
Like kind
exactly.
of a thing. And I thought Bad Wolves, like when like Bad Wolves, like because they have some good stuff. They
Right.
have some good stuff out there, but they
It's a
have
mix.
like they have that song that's like about like remember when and like it's going back to like it's just like really Tom.
we went over that.
I was like yeah, I get that. That's probably it. We probably did. So I always felt like Bad Wolves was like always like Tommy Vex's like mainstream like get out there like get on Octane and
Right.
like whatnot and you got octanized.
He
Octonized.
got something. He got something.
He's an Octobot.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an easy one. I mean, it's hard to judge. I mean, even like if you're not biased, as at least personally I am, but you only have one song to really base it off. All right, Dave, you can lead this one. Killswitch Engaged. You have Jesse Leach and Howard Jones, and this is difficult too because
Yes.
you start and then you end with the same person.
Yes.
Can
So-
I'm sorry. I hate to backtrack.
Okay.
It is more than one single.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They do have a 12-song album
Do they?
that is out.
Shows how much they've really like.
No, but
Right.
in all fairness, they literally like I just looked it up on Spotify really quick because I just wanted to like do like a little bit of fact checking. Lifeline literally has like 4 million listens. The next closest song is like something called "If Tomorrow Never Comes" that has 2, and the rest of them are like 400,000 and below.
Right.
So the album didn't catch. I'm not overly familiar. I will say just to kind of comment like the song Lifeline, like I actually feel like his cleans are very similar to like what Tommy had, like
Yeah.
not obviously spot on.
Sure.
Like Tommy has like good pipes and like whatnot, but his cleans are very very similar. But like just basing it on like that song, like they're relying a little bit more on like the backtracking. They're a little bit more of the there's a lot of production in like in like the new stuff, like kind of a thing. Are they better off with or without? We'll see. I mean, you got the one big one. I mean, it did make it to my playlist. I mean, I actually enjoyed the tune.
Mm-hmm.
But
We don't judge.
I'm personally a Tommy fan.
Mhm.
Like when Tommy does like his solo tour, like I would probably.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more. I want to do more. Like solo tours. Like it used to be like a thing, like when Corey Taylor. But like you know what, like I'm over that. Like like when people come around and do like solo shit, I just want to go like hang out with them.
I remember. Well, I think Aaron Lewis did it too, but Corey Taylor, like they used to just go to bars randomly and be like, "Hey,
Right.
can I just play?" I'd be like, "Yeah," and then they would just.
Yeah,
Like, no,
fucking-
like not like it wasn't like what showing all over the place. He's gonna be here. No, he would just show up randomly.
Yeah.
So whoever was there, and then whoever shows up, obviously, was like, oh, cool. This is pretty sweet. It's fun.
Impromptu shows.
Yeah. It's not promoted or anything.
Yeah.
So again, didn't mean to derail that one, but
All right, Dave. Let's hear it.
So with Killswitch Engage, obviously they started out with Jesse Leach. They started getting all kinds of momentum, and the big one during his tenure in the beginning was My Last Serenade.
Yeah.
Love that song.
It's a great song.
I absolutely love that song, and I love I love hearing the differences between the performances of Jesse and Howard
Sure.
with that song, because when the End of Heartache album came out, they did that like I said, all the bonus tracks or whatever that I used to always listen to,
Yes.
and it would cover My Last Serenade with Howard Jones, the live performance or whatever, and you're like, oh wow, like Howard's version of it, like wow.
I mean,
that's an
don't get me
excellent job,
wrong.
too.
I mean, to jump to it, I feel Howard has better pipes.
Yes,
Jesse.
but what I was going to say is that on the Signal Fire kind of shows you how similar they both really are.
Sure, because they're matched up.
And how, like, there's certain parts in the Signal Fire where you're like, who's singing?
Right.
You know, and it's like, okay, that's a testament to both of them. In the beginning, Jesse was nowhere near the vocalist that he is now.
No.
And he goes in interviews and talks about that all the time. How he had horrible technique. He had horrible practice. He'd have a lost voice after every show. He'd be screaming his throat out, like just horrible technique and stuff. I think this is the tough answer, is that Killswitch Engage got that push over the hump and started like getting blasted everywhere with Howard Jones. When
That
Howard
was
Jones
their
got
big
there,
one, yeah.
that was the big
End
push.
of Heartache.
And it wasn't just the End of Heartache. There was My Curse. There was
Daylight Dies.
Rose of Sharon. There was all these other songs that just kept on like stacking their repertoire. That just like, holy shit, these guys they're still melting faces. Like every album they
Right.
come out with is great, you know. And so
I mean, don't get me wrong, too. I mean, the band also helps. I mean,
Oh,
they're all
absolutely.
extremely talented.
right,
You know what I mean?
oh
And
for
the
sure,
song structure and everything.
yeah. Adam D, crazy talented.
He used to be the drummer, which weirds me out.
But I think it's that mixture that I think the perfect mixture of Killswitch Engage was with Howard Jones.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the Killswitch Engage now with Jesse Leach is, I'd say, like 80-85% there. It's still up there. There's still
Yeah,
Killswitch.
right.
There's still, you know, I have not been to a Killswitch show. I've never even seen Killswitch live ever.
No.
So I haven't seen them live now, and I feel like it'd be weird if like Jesse sang
I've
like,
only seen him with
Howard's songs.
Jesse when we saw them.
I said we saw them in I think 2000 and it was either 15 or 16.
Something like that.
And then like I've checked out Light the Torch, you know, but nothing's really grasped me from them.
So,
and,
yeah, I agree.
And it's like it feels like everybody's chasing that Killswitch mixture.
It's weird because
can only get
so
from Killswitch.
when Light the Torch, well, what was it originally?
Devil.
The Devil You Know.
Devil
W, like that kind of when it swapped over, they had the few songs were really good. Like I like those tunes, and then they put out the new album, and I'm just not. I've listened to it. I don't nothing
Yeah.
nothing
click.
grabs for me.
And like even the stuff that Howard Jones did with Jared Dines, like I
Yeah,
see the
Scion,
talent
same
there,
thing.
and
yeah.
I appreciate Howard Jones. Look, if Howard Jones puts out a song, I'm gonna listen to it, no matter what.
Right.
But I have not since Killswitch listened to anything from Howard Jones and been like, wow, this is awesome.
I agree.
But
I agree
I
with
can
you.
say the same thing about Killswitch with Jesse Leach.
Sure.
The Signal Fire is literally like the only song post everything that I listen to with both of them. Like that's, I don't know. I wish things worked out differently.
Yeah, it's. I
You
mean, it's
know?
always, and I think it's the same like with Arch Enemy. It depends where you start.
Yeah.
If you started with Jesse, like when they first came out,
Right.
like you're gonna be more prone to that because you're used to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are your thoughts, Marcus? If you have any.
I can say like this band, like I mean the band overall, like so, it's hard to pick like which singer like you like versus like the other one because you know what, like Killswitch Engage is like such a dynamic band
Right.
that, and like seeing them live, I've seen them live on a couple of occasions, and like I have to like really think hard about like because like so the years I've seen them, I think I've actually seen both. I've seen Jesse Leach and Howard Jones, like fronting Killswitch Engage in my lifetime. It's hard to pick them apart. Like I know people have like their favorites. I understand Howard Jones is probably like more of like the clean aspect, and Jesse Leach has
Right,
more of
right.
like the metalcore scream aspect. And what I appreciate, I think, about like this whole situation is like they each didn't like leave necessarily like, negative terms. Like they think they each had like a health situation. Like
Yep.
Leach originally left because like he was fighting depression.
Mm-hmm.
Jones had his thing, which I think was reported as like
Yep.
diabetes. That was like kind of fucking him up, like kind of a thing. But and then Jesse like came back, and
Which is cool that they just kept the same.
there was a rumor that Phil Labonte was going to fill in.
Well, he did at a couple of their shows.
But
filled in.
there was a rumor he was going to be the full-time
Well,
filler.
he filled
and
in
then
for-
Jesse was probably, no, guys, I'll just come back.
Just come
well,
back, please.
Well, no, so
please
they
let
had
me back.
tryouts. They made Jesse try out again for the band when they were looking for another vocalist, and they settled
Interesting.
on Jesse.
Yeah. That's probably the
after-
chemistry's there.
Yeah. Well, and he went through years of vocal training and stuff
Sure.
too to like up his game because
Right.
he knew he had to. And look, I got all the respect in the world for Jesse. I'm not knocking Jesse
No.
at all. I think he's a great vocalist. I think he's a great frontman. I think he can hang with Howard, but he's not Howard. And the thing that sets Howard apart is everything that Howard did with Killswitch Engage.
Right.
So it's like you
I agree.
can't. It's apples to oranges, unfortunately, and it's as close to, as close to similar as you can get without being quite there. It's not.
Right.
I respect the shit out of both of them. I will listen to, like, if Killswitch comes out with a new song and I fucking see it, like, if it comes across my,
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing with Howard Jones. Whatever he does, any project he does.
Sure.
And
Sure.
And that's the thing too, because like what, like I actually love about the fact, like so, like Howard Jones, the Devil You Know was fine. Like
Yeah.
I thought they were like
When they first, that wasn't. super
no,
fun.
it was like I thought he was just trying to go like way heavier than like maybe he was comfortable with. He didn't really have the supporting cast like behind him that was like as talented as like what he was playing with like before, and Light the Torch I actually feel like is like he's getting closer and like more where he belongs, like kind of a thing. Listen, that release Die Alone
Dialogue's really good.
is an amazing track.
Safety of Disbelief.
The
is
Safety
really
of
good.
Disbelief is an amazing
Calm
track.
Before the Storm is really good.
And we had the opportunity of seeing Light
We
the
did.
Torch, and that dude is just like humble pie,
He's
man.
very
Like that
humble.
guy just like is like, dude, thank you so much for like being out here. Thank you for like being in front of me. It's just like, what are you talking about? You're a fucking legend for
Right.
Christ's sakes. It's like, what do you mean?
Well, it's
thank
hard. It's hard when you start a whole new band
Yeah.
like that, regardless who you are.
It's hard
Sometimes
all the way
it's
over.
you're literally from the
Maybe
bottom.
that's what I appreciate about him though, because he's not like, oh, I'm Howard Jones. Like, of course we're fucking popular. It's like, no, like, thank you very
Right.
much for like being here
Mhm.
and like whatnot.
And they
now,
they had a lot of shit when they switched names. That really fucked them up too.
yeah, and that was the thing. They were just getting momentum,
Mhm.
and then another momentum killer. So
Yeah.
it's just.
but
dude,
now
just like-
they're actually like doing the tour like with Killswitch.
Yeah, which is pretty
And
cool.
they're collabing
Mhm.
and like they're doing the things like back and forth.
Which is really
It's, like,
cool that they have that friendship.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I mean?
fucking amazing.
not
That's
like-
amazing.
And to
Like,
go
it's
back to your
huge.
feud, it's not like a fighting thing because
all.
someone's better than the other. No, they're in it together. Like that's just, and it shows that they're mature enough to.
I mean, Christ, not even knowing like the legalities, you got to think like the royalties are probably bouncing back and forth between like all these guys.
Right.
Not that everybody's like well off, but it's just like no, there's no like hatred, there's no love
Right.
lost. It's
No, I
like yo,
agree.
let's like get together, like let's do this, like the signal fight. It's like come on, you kidding me? Like let's get everybody together, man. Let's like bring this band, bring this band, bring
Here
this
comes
vocalist.
Phil Labonte and Jesse Leach and Howard Jones.
How many
all on the
bands
same
have you
song.
broken up with that like you can actually like have like a civil conversation with that person? And we're fucking small time, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these guys are like actually like bouncing around like millions of dollars and millions of fans, so like kind of a thing, and they're like they can actually like get together and collaborate.
Mhm.
So are they better off without each other? No. Are they like
Right.
are they good regardless? Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the other side projects. So Times of Grace.
Yeah, that's true. Times of Grace too. Which you still have Adam. So in all fairness, you get that you have another piece to the puzzle. Does that make any sense?
Is that hard to swallow, Dave? What's the matter, buddy? Say your thoughts. It's a radio program. We require your
yeah,
voice.
Yeah, your
Okay.
shifty eyes don't work.
I just had a burp.
Okay.
I thought,
Okay.
No burping on a beer show.
which, I mean, the new album's been kind of weird. In all fairness,
It is. You know, they're a cool group of artists. So like they're like.
it's a
It's
lot
a-
more
it's a-
artistic. I feel.
Oh, definitely.
It's a lot more kind of like we're not really following a certain genre. We're just doing whatever we want. Which is what's awesome about side projects, because you can literally do
Whatever you want.
That's
And
the
you don't
point
have-
of
you
a
don't-
side
you
project.
don't
It's like,
lose
why
any-
would you do a
right.
side project if it's going to be exactly the same as
Exactly.
like what you've already been
100%.
producing? It's like if you're
Right.
going to do the same thing that you've already been producing, like stay with your original thing that's making millions of dollars.
like when David Draymond did Device. It's just Disturbed. It sounded the same. I mean, it was a little more
I
industrial.
disagree heavily with
Do
that
you?
because that was heavily industrial,
Yeah, I don't know. It still sounded like Disturbed.
like crazy industrial.
Because
Industrial Disturbed.
But I think because it's David Draymond. And
That's
he
the
sounds
thing,
like
because like
David
you know,
Draymond.
we talked about this like a little while ago. Like Audio Slave like brings on Chris Cornell, so like all it does is sound like Soundgarden. Yeah, it was like a souped up Soundgarden.
Right.
Though. Like if you're really like paying attention, like Soundgarden like is fine. It's like yeah, whatever. It's Soundgarden. Like of course, like
Sure.
yeah, we're fine. But Pearl Jam was the other.
Pearl Jam.
Was the
Took-
fourth
took
crowd.
a
I don't know
little
why this like just it
It's just
just
really-
it just shot it like right up in there, like completely random. But
Seattle,
Pearl Jam was
baby.
like the big four. But Audio Slave was like a souped up version of like Soundgarden,
Yeah.
like kind of a thing. And
Well, that can actually segue to our next one with Adam Gontier,
it totally
Yeah.
can. So
because
3 Days Grace versus Saint Asonia.
and
Why are you shaking your head?
so I'm just gonna put my balls on the table and
Do it.
essentially
We could smash them with a hammer.
what made 3 Days Grace 3 Days Grace in my mind.
Say it.
Do you want me to say it?
Say it.
What am I saying?
Say it.
It's Adam Gontier.
Yes.
I mean, his vocals.
Yes. And his writing.
Oh,
He
is
clearly
when
wrote all
like
the,
literally
all the
your
lyrics.
brain says 3 Days Grace. So I'm not gonna talk about the new singer yet, but when you listen to Saint Asonia, it's the same. It's almost the same thing. It's almost the same genre. Again, you have Adam Gontier, so you have that same vocal that makes 3 Days Grace 3 Days Grace. Don't get me wrong. Their guitarist is the current guitarist Sustained, and he's disgusting. I mean, I feel he's a lot more talented than whatever, but it's still the same kind of genre. There must have been some kind of fight somewhere. There had to have been some battle between them. Because
Oh,
if you're going to
easily.
go off and do the same thing, clearly you're not. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like what Adam brought to 3 Days Grace was his voice was unique, his lyrics were unique, and he could write songs.
Right.
He can write his heart out, and he's proven that.
Right.
He's proven that now, you know. And I remember like 3 Days Grace, you know, when he left, I was like, oh, like so the band's broken up, and they're like, no, we're gonna still go, and I was like.
And
Okay,
it was
I'll-
a weird replacement.
And it's like, I'll
From-
check it out. And then I was like, what is this?
For My Darkest Days,
Like
like the
this-
voice is weird. Like
Yeah.
I've never liked My Darkest Days to begin with,
That song, what was it?
Porn Star Dancing, yeah.
Oh, yeah, electronic with Luda.
or Zach, or whichever file you downloaded.
Yeah.
But it's just hasn't been the same. Hasn't come back for me
Yeah,
personally.
I'm not a fan. And I think as a fan, it's tough because it's like I wanna keep 3 Days Grace and Killswitch Engage in my mind.
I'm pretty sure
the way that I
it's
the way
still
that I
the same
appreciated them.
members though for 3 Days Grace.
Right.
Pretty sure it's the same 3 other guys or whatever
Right.
from the beginning.
But I feel like, and it sucks to say it, I feel like Adam by himself was like 40% of that
I
band.
100% agree.
And I feel like his band now is 40% 3 Days Grace.
Exactly.
Like,
It's just
you know, it's
one of those things when you have such a unique voice like that to just like swap and start over. It follows you.
yeah, it's just shitty too because it's like, you know, we're never gonna know. Like,
Wow, my timeline is like way off.
you guys can't work this out ever.
You're right.
Like,
Please
Mom,
fix
Dad,
yourselves.
Please.
I didn't realize it was so long ago that he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2013.
I mean, yeah. Which I don't think Saint Asonia's done anything recently, to my knowledge.
Because like there's this song like I have so many friends that like make fun of this song, but like right, left, wrong.
Mhm.
I actually really enjoy. But that came out in like 18, so that was like the new guy. The Mountain, yeah, whatever. Fuck you.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm done with you.
Yeah, whatever, guy.
3 Days Grace did an
Oh,
album.
Tupac. What?
It was back in 06. It was called 1X.
Uh-huh.
Remember
And that's the one that they had the cover of
The Weird Stick People.
uh
1X. Right here.
why can't I find it?
Stick People.
I didn't like the cover.
This one?
No.
You didn't like the cover?
No, the song they covered, yeah.
Oh, the song they covered.
What's the song? Like why can't I
Yeah, I know which one. I have it on my thing. Someone you used to know. Someone you used to know.
No, it was
Somebody that you used to know.
no, it's a different song that they covered.
Somebody that you used to know.
I'm making bad radio right now, but like there was another song they covered.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what they covered?
That's not the song.
Somebody that I
It's not the song I'm
something
thinking
that I
of.
used to know.
Shit.
You know what's weird? Is that they have chalk outline.
So
That was like one of the
if
last
no
ones
one
that-
would
that was the
save
last
me but
album.
you. What's that song?
I don't know.
Strange what desires to make stupid people do.
Is that not
Frozen.
I never dreamed that
Yeah.
I'd sing.
I don't think that's 3 Days Grace.
It is 3 Days Grace.
Corey Taylor does a cover of it, and him does a cover of it.
What's that song called? Why can't I think of it?
I don't want to fall in love, I guess.
Wanna fall in love. It was 3 days. Okay. Anyway, move on. That's fine.
I think, yeah, Transit of Venues was the last one that Adam was on. So it's weird. They have chalk outline because that one was on the radio with Adam Gontier, but they also have the same song with, I forget the new guy's name, with him. I can probably look that up because I do have a computer in front of me.
I can feel it.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong, Dave.
Sorry.
Get out.
Okay.
Somebody I used to know is actually a new cover.
It still
that was
has.
2020.
Oh,
I actually
that's
enjoy
fine.
that song too. So whatever. You two.
Oh, I hate you two. Fuck that band.
Stop
Can we
being-
just say that right now?
Which one?
Fucking U2. Fuck that band. And since we're
Yeah.
on the topic of U2 and covers,
They're the
fucking
worst.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday, eat a dick, U2. You suck.
They're
I
not
hate
even-
you.
They're
Yeah,
not
you two
even
stop putting your
British.
goddamn
They're
playlist
British.
on my fucking
Fuck you, Bono.
Apple.
Matt Waste. There we go. My darkest days.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Wicked Game. That's what it is.
Yeah,
3
okay,
Days
thank
Games.
you.
Wicked Game.
I
Wicked
don't think
Game.
it's them.
It is them. Look at it. It has the stick figures and everything.
I
It's
don't think.
Wicked
I
Game.
think you
It's
made that up.
ri-
I think that's untrue.
I will illegally play it over these airwaves.
Please don't.
August 3rd, 2014.
Yeah.
3 Days Grace. Wicked Game.
2014. This album came out in 2006.
Bam.
He's been drinking.
Studio session.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They did it.
Doesn't
We're
matter.
all wrong. Thank you for tuning.
No, but I mean that's.
This is a fun argument, though.
It's just
Awesome.
It's just not. It's just not the same.
Fucking Bono.
Yeah, him
I'm
too.
still not over it,
him
man.
too.
Fucking hate that guy.
Well, like usual, our conversations have got nowhere.
We digress.
Except I am going to listen to Wicked Game by 3 Days
You
Grace.
do that. You just enjoy
How dare you not know what
your
the song was?
fake
that I just-
music.
It's not fake. It's right there.
Uh huh. Is it
I'm
on?
looking right at
Is
it.
it on the internet, Marcus?
Yes.
So you believe everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at 1X 2006, and then Wicked Game 1X right on the cover. right there.
2014.
Don't even. I don't even.
One
care.
X was 2004.
Bam! Oh no! The deluxe version.
Listen,
The
The
luck-
double
there's a lot of
deluxe.
shit going on with Spotify right now, and
Yeah,
nobody
that's
knows
true.
when anything was added to
That's right, it is
anything. Like right
2006.
now.
That's fun. This is fun.
Yeah,
We're
I feel
having
like
fun.
they're just using this Joe Rogan topic to disguise the fact that they're doing all this stuff behind the scenes to fix music.
Yeah, apparently Spotify is going to start paying their podcasts.
Ooh.
Hey, hey.
Uh-huh.
Listen, we just switched over to
I was
Anchor.
gonna say, which is
We're
owned
like
by
right
Spotify.
here, Spotify.
Yeah.
Take us.
I'm sorry. With arms wide open. Here I am.
arms wide open.
Like, here I am for
Perfect.
your paychecks.
My sack of rice. That's the one.
We're gonna need y'all to start listening a little bit more, because like we gotta get up there in the thousands range, and we can start getting those Spotify sweet paychecks.
Mm-hmm. All
Ew.
12 cents. Bowling.
Yeah.
Any other grass greener people we have in mind?
I mean, I
I have one, but I don't
think we
know
covered 'em all.
if you guys.
Well, what do you got?
I mean, I have Falling Universe and Escape the Fate,
Okay.
but I don't know if you guys know enough about them to really dwell.
Well, the only other one that came to mind, it's not really like a, and it sucks and it's shitty and I'm sorry, it's not like a change, but Drowning Pool.
Yeah, I think we were avoiding that.
Dude,
because
stop
it.
it.
Was,
That was in my rules.
Okay, all right.
only because it was more of an inevitable thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like they left for because you smelled weird or something.
Well, I'm sure now. Never mind.
Well, let me say that.
So let's talk about Escape the Fate versus Falling Reverse.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things because it's similar to a kill switch thing because you start with Ronnie and then you go to Craig, and then technically with Falling in Reverse you go back to Ronnie. I know because I think Craig is still in Escape the Fate.
Craig.
I could be right. That might be wrong.
I got this article here. It says Ronnie Radke versus Escape the Fate, the scene's biggest feud and what we learned about it. Ooh.
Well, sort of feud because when Ronnie came back with Falling in Reverse for their first album, almost every other song, the lyrics had to do with "You want to be like me," pretty much just attacking Greg, more or less. But a couple years down the road, they did a Bury the Hatchet tour, and now everything's fine. So, I mean,
So
that's-
Falling Reverse was like actually started like friends of Ronnie.
Yes, after he got out of prison.
That's important.
Important little.
The thing is that
Detail.
Ronnie is very good at what he does,
Yes.
and he's very unique in how he does it. There's not many. If you listen to Escape the Fate, Falling in Reverse song, there's not many things that are like it. With his vocal range, the weird shit that they do, the gnarly breakdowns. I mean, they're
Okay,
very unique in their own right.
I do have to add, is Ronnie the actual guy that actually does like the rap vocal?
He does everything, yes.
Okay, he does that.
Yeah. So I mean, like he's very versatile.
I like Falling Reverse.
Yeah, I have nothing against him. I mean, so
For like boobs out, cocks out, man. Yeah, I like Falling Reverse.
so
Why are you giving me that look? Like you're really freaking. What's the matter?
I'm just
I
making
mean,
sure you're set in your statement. I'm challenging you to think about what you said, and you're still confident.
You know
about
what?
it.
I'll listen to like Asking Alexandria too. You know what? That's fine. I'm a bitch metal guy.
How about Fergie?
I do like some Fergie. Fergalicious.
Big girls don't cry.
It's true. No, but when
shut up.
when I so I mean I started my Escape the Fate with This World Is Ours, which is when Craig jumped in. So I never knew anything prior to that. And then after seeing them live and then getting like their old albums, I was like, oh, different singer. Why do I like this so much better? And then, of course, Falling in Reverse, and I was like, okay, I prefer Ronnie, as much as a crazy-minded individual he is, and his streams scare the shit out of me.
It's what makes the magic happen.
Yeah, it's
Dude, I literally saw this like in a movie. Like he was charged for murder, but his friend had actually killed the guy, and like he was just like
it was a falsely accused
You're right,
situation.
It was self-defense, man. He was just trying to protect his girl.
There's a lot to it, but yeah,
They made this movie already. Nick Cage stars in it, in like Con Air.
I guess any movie in theory.
John Malkovich.
I like John
Steve
Malkovich.
Buscemi.
He's like my favorite.
Who's the big one in that?
John Malkovich is he?
Yeah, I love John Malkovich.
I loved him in The Rounders.
Because I like him in Red.
Pay that man his money.
Is it Red, right? He's in Red.
He beats me. He beats me straight up.
Who was the oddball?
The
in
worst
that
Russian
movie?
accent you can ever possibly
He's
come up
crazy
with.
though.
Oh, Ving Rhames was in that, right?
In
In
what?
Con Air.
No.
Oh, everybody was in Con Air.
But wasn't there like a musical artist or something that was like, I don't know.
There was a TV show called Crossbones where John Malkovich was like Blackbeard, and it was phenomenal because he's crazy. Like, he's absolutely insane,
Yeah, there's something wrong with that guy.
and it works though.
Yep.
That's why I like it. That's all I got for bands with different people in my mind that are either dead or.
Oh. It was
Oh.
fucking Dave Chappelle. That's what I was thinking of. Like
Oh,
the
Dave
oddball.
Chappelle.
So random.
That was the oddball in it. Like, oh man.
Well, it's
that's
like
so
Dane
funny.
Cook and waiting. Like, why are you here?
His
Yeah.
name was Screwball.
And he
You got
really liked
sucked up by
wheels.
the
the
yeah,
landing
you got
gear,
you got sucked up in the landing gear.
and then had a
Pinball was his name.
love,
Not Screwball.
love
Pinball.
note. Love note attached to his shirt.
Yep.
Great flick.
That is a good movie. See, good.
Classic.
Jerry Bruckheimer, man. That fucking guy.
Yeah. But Steve Buscemi made that, man. All his the little tiny little scenes he'd have in those, like his little fucking son, he'd be like, "Oh shit." This
Hey,
is crazy."
Garland.
I love it when the planes crash and he's like, "Get all the tiny little babies."
He got the whole world. Shut up, you crazy fuck! We're gonna die.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
All right, we digress like superiorly. Go ahead, Dave. Take us home, buddy.
No, not
Well-
yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, sorry. I am so sorry.
You're
Jesus
a bad
fucking
person.
Christ.
I'm gonna call the police.
Bad llama.
Well, Dave had to be home by like 9:32
Well,
today.
he'll be-
Listen, I'm gonna get beat up whether or not I get home on time. Okay. So I may as well earn it.
Did she hurt you?
Shh. I don't want to talk about it.
I have this doll. Please tell me what she touched.
All right, we got some shout outs for some local friends of not local to us, but like some awesome friends of ours.
So, if people don't know this, we get the chance to hang out with them.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. They're sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
We all got hugged.
Uh-huh.
I bought more
Uh,
merch.
So, our friends in which we were speaking of is Cutthroat Conspiracy out of Texas. And if you don't know, well, let's put it this way. If you listen to this and don't know what Whackin' Open Air is,
Why are you listening to us?
that's right, I guess. And if you don't, and you're like, I don't know, 13 or whatever, Whackin' Open Air is like the largest possible like metal festival ever in Germany.
Ever.
And these guys applied for the competition because they do a battle of the bands in the States. Essentially, send a band to play in Whackin', and they are one of the bands. So I'm gonna put it in Instagram at least. I'll do a post so you can actually like see when they play, because how it works is there's a host for well, I should say your venue is considered the host because all the shows are already played out. Like you can see where they're gonna be, whatever, and then depending on it's voted in during the show, and that's how. And then it kind of goes to a semifinals and a final, and then that goes to the Whack-It itself. So we just want to throw it out to our boys, support our boys. We'd like to see him go. That'd be cool.
And we can attest, like these guys are phenomenal
They're
live.
Very good.
Like they have the energy, they have the talent. Like I personally was blown away.
Absolutely.
Like watching these guys play live and like actually seeing them in person. Like I've listened to their music for like a long time, like recorded.
It's actually
But
see
actually
it.
seeing it in person, it's like holy F.
Yeah.
Like it was life changing. I'm not even kidding, because like I look at like a band like that and it's like, dude, it's like these guys like talk to us and like you know, like we're all like friends, or we're all buddies, like we're all excited to like see each other. Then they literally go on stage and just like melt your effing face
They're
off.
like whole different people.
And I'm like-
it's like, wait, we know them?
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like I hugged that guy like,
Yeah,
like
right?
a minute ago. Like it's like this is unbelievable. Like if there's anybody like more deserving to like actually like go to like something like this, like I'm telling you, like this band is like legit. They earned it. They deserve it. And
Absolutely.
please lend your support like in any way humanly possible.
Okay, Dave, now you can take us home.
Well, no, I don't want to.
It's fine.
Hey,
I'm
kids!
already home.
That's it for us kids.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're Dunsky.
We're
Stick
Dunsky.
a fork in us. Cut our throat and call it a conspiracy. No?
Wow.
We are Heavy Metal Over Six Pack. The only place for local, national, and international rock, metal, and beer reviews.
Beer.
That's it for us tonight, kids. Stay safe.
That's all.
Drink brouhahas.
Mwah.
Let us know if you have any hate mail for us, because we love to
I
talk
love
trash.
hate
For the
mail.
love of
Send
God,
it.
I'm begging for somebody to send us
Send
hate
it.
mail.
I'm gonna start
Please.
making fake ones so we get our own.
HMOA 6 pack. Like, we need some burner accounts. So, dude, you guys fucking blow. Yes!
Tell us
That
whatever
is
you want.
the end of this episode. Thank you
that's
for
it for
tuning
us.
in to
We love
another exciting episode of Heavy Metal Over Six
Goodbye.
Pack
Cheers.
Podcast. Marcus, Dave, and Anthony signing off. Check out the podcast at HMOA6PACK.podomatic.net. Email HMOA6PACK@gmail.com. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.